Hello and welcome to Dawn Chorus Writes. Hi, I'm Dawn and I write Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction in an audio fiction style. And this is a Marichat Monday, so welcome. Today is Pawmpkin Spice and it's a follow-on one-shot from A Golden Kissed Shatnap, both of which are inspired by the amazing art in the thumbnail by Riley Claw. All the links to his social media are down below in the description and his YouTube channel, so definitely go and check that out. And make sure you smash the like button, comment down below if you don't know what to say, put Pawmpkin Spice, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. What are you waiting for? Okay, and I hope you enjoy this. Pawmpkin Spice, Marinette's POV. Marinette tapped her finger over the images. I think once more and they'll be ready. Tiki, what do you think? Shat will like them? Marinette placed the wax paper over the image of the cat pumpkin she had designed and gently pressed down with the iron. I think he'll love them. I think he'll be overjoyed at the gift and the thought you have put into it. Which makes me think... Tiki floated in front of her. Tiki, we have been over this. Shat, Kitty, is just a friend. No, he's more than that. He's my partner and, well, I want to make him smile. Like he had done when we were making the cookies and he came up with this. I think you are one of the most caring people, Marinette. So I just wanted to double check that your caring for Shat hadn't changed. Well, it's different, isn't it? Ladybug is his partner and stay professional, whilst Marinette can be his friend. Marinette finished the last jumper and held it in front of her. I think they're done. She felt kind of giddy and laughing at the inside joke she was sharing with her friend. She laid out the black jumper. She had picked a fabric that had the softest lining and stared at the logo now ironed onto the front. It was an orange pumpkin she had designed to look like a cat's face with the same colour writing, Pawmpkin, above, whilst hers was an orange jumper with a black cat pumpkin and the words Spice above. Either Tiki was right, Shat was going to love his gift and find the funny side of her creating a matching set, or he would think Marinette was overstepping as a friend and think it too much. Last week when they had made the autumn spice cookies and Shat had made the pun that the pumpkin cookie cutters were in fact Pawmpkins with the adorable grin on his face. An idea had unlocked in her head and there was no way to remove it than to create. Now after a few late nights they were ready. All she needed to do was to find a way of getting them to him. It's not as if he made private calls to her house and gazed at the moon together from her balcony. Secretly, she hoped to see the same grin on his face, knowing she had put it there. The following day at school, Marinette had decided the best way to discover Shat's movements as Marinette was to ask his official stalker. Alia, I was just wondering, muttered Marinette, writing her notes from a textbook as Miss Bustier sat at her desk going over sheets of paper. Yeah? Do you have a general idea of where Shat is? I mean, like a routine. Piquing Alia's interest, she turned round and faced Marinette, who had blushed at the awkwardness of the situation she had made. Why? Why would you want to know that, Marinette? Do you? Perhaps. If you tell me why first. Alia leaned in a little closer and raised her eyebrows at her friend. Suddenly aware of all the people surrounding her, including Adrian sitting in front of her, and was now leaning back to the point his blonde hair was almost touching her paper on her desk. Marinette lowered her voice. Because I made him a gift. That's all. I want to give it to him, but now I don't know where to find him, so do you? You made Shat a gift? Why? No reason. Do you know? No. There's a reason, and you don't simply make a gift. So why is Marinette making Chat Noir a gift? You tell me, and I'll tell you what I know. Alia, that's not fair. Okay, I'll go first, out of faith, and then you have to tell me. He'll be at the Children's Hospital on Saturday, helping to open a ward, and he and Ladybug helped to raise money for. Now you spill. That wouldn't work. She was due to be there as Ladybug, and it was a bit too open to be handing Shat a gift she had made. She wouldn't want the media to get the wrong impression. No, that won't work. Nothing sooner? Why the eagerness? And the only other is a patrol with Ladybug on a Wednesday, but the location changes week by week. Now spill. It's your turn, and girl, you have me hooked. No, that won't work. Blast. Why hadn't she thought of this problem when she started to make the silly gift? Spill, girl! Alia had said a little bit too loud and caught the attention of the teacher and received a warning look. Fine. Last weekend, Shat and I made cookies together, and well, he said something which triggered an idea. Oh, it's silly really. Maybe I should just forget it. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. Marinette hid her face behind her hand, glancing around, making sure no one else heard. Lastly, landing on Adrian, who had suddenly spilt his pencil case over his desk and was on the floor. She felt something hit her feet and shuffled down to pick it up as her gaze met his, noticing a blush forming on his cheeks and a soft smile on his lips. He looked like he was about to say something and then stopped before ambling back into his seat. Alia's voice brought her back to the situation at hand and away from the roaming thoughts of Adrian. Okay, 2 things are wrong here. 1, you baked with Shat and you didn't tell me. We will talk about that later. I want all the gossip. And 2, you have to tell me what you made. Oh, okay, promise not to laugh or say anything. Fine. Alia held her hand over her heart and then zipped her mouth shut. Marinette picked up her phone from the side and searched through her images for a photo she had taken of the jumpers. Closing her eyes and already feeling like she had turned a beetroot red in her cheeks, she handed her phone over. Alia made a little squeal like a mouse, causing Marinette to go wide-eyed and shoot her friend a warning look. Okay, he is gonna flip. You have to find a way to give that to him, and after class, we are going to talk. Alia gave her friend the same warning look, filled with so many questions. Maybe asking her, after all, was a bad idea. For the last 30 minutes of class, Marinette found herself too distracted to focus on her work and doodled in the margins of a notebook. It didn't help the fact that Adrian had begun shuffling in his seat, glancing halfway round before facing his desk. It had started to look like some form of strange dance and resulted in an annoyed comment from Nino. As soon as the bell called out and everyone packed away their books, Adrian spun round and faced Marinette. I can arrange it for you, he blurted out, almost shouting at her. momentarily catching other people's attention. What? Marinette said, startled and confused. Sorry, I can arrange it for you to meet Chat Noir. To give him the gift? Sorry, I overheard some of the conversation. You know Chat Noir? Alia butted in between them. Yeah, sort of. I met him at a few events and at one point in a battle. Interesting. Would you mind at some point doing a... Alia got cut off as Nino encouraged her out of the situation and the conversation happened between Marinette and Adrian. You know Chat? You can get hold of him. Marinette raised an eyebrow, questioning why Adrian could get hold of Chat when Ladybug couldn't. But then again, she never asked. Yeah. He could pop round tonight, if you're free. And I'm sure he'll love whatever you made for him. Adrian stepped closer, a light blush forming on his cheeks, and was trying to hide an enormous smile that was developing on his face. Tonight? Chat coming to mine? Tonight? Yeah? That should be okay. Marinette struggled to hold Adrian's gaze and even lacked the capability to place her books into a bag. Great! I'll let him know, Marinette. Adrian beamed at her, gathering his bags and darted out the door. Cool. She watched as Adrian waved by excitedly, leaving her alone in the classroom. What had just happened? Did her crush set up a meeting for her and Chat Noir? But as friends, right? And why was he excited about it? After school, Marinette sorted out her room and living space downstairs, much to her parents' delight. She wasn't sure if he would come through the balcony or the front door, so either had to be respectable. Oh, she was nervous. Why was she nervous about seeing Chat Noir, her silly kitty partner? As Marinette decided if it was best to leave the jumper out or place him into the gift box, she heard her mum call up to her, followed by a knock on the trapdoor. Yes? Hello, my princess. Chat peered his head up, grinning at her. Interesting that he used the front door than simply sneak in. Good afternoon. Or is it evening now, since the sun is already going down? She could hear a hint of nervousness in his voice. Come in, kitty. She gestured him into the privacy of her room. I heard on the grapevine that my princess wanted to see me. He raised his eyebrows at her. What have I done to owe the pleasure of such a request? Oh, Kitty. She couldn't help herself, rolling her eyes at the cheeky grin he was now giving her. It's nothing really. But... He edged a little closer. You know, last Sunday when you woke me from the best chat nap, and when we ended up making Pawmpkin Spiced Cookies, one of the best afternoons I've had. The joking side had left his voice and instead replaced it with a sincere tone. Well, it's kind of sparked an idea and I made... Here. She handed him the black gift box, dropping her gaze from his face. Princess! Chat placed the box onto her desk and opened the lid. The sound that followed was unlike anything she had heard before. It was a blend of a cat call and a squeal. Lifting the jumper out of the box, his mouth fell open and his eyes widened to the size of the moon. Trying to hold back the laughter at his reaction, Marinette turned round, bracing herself. That's not all. More? I made this too. She held up the matching orange jumper for herself. Suddenly, Shat danced on the spot. We're matching? We're matches! Before she knew it, he had placed on his sweater. Put it on, please! Marinette placed it over her t-shirt as Shat stood there with his jaw open, darting his now glistening eyes back and forth like a little boy at Christmas who had gotten everything on his list from Santa. Princess, I have no words. Thank you. He flung his arms around her, clinging onto her as he tried to hold back happy tears. Marinette, you're amazing. The best person I know. It's all right, Kitty. Anything for my hero. She stroked his back. This was nice. Being held by a kitty and creating a sense of happiness for him. In that case, fancy making some more Pawmpkin Spiced Cookies? He breathed into her ear, leaning back a little and leaving a kiss on her cheek. Thank you for listening to Pawmpkin Spice one shot on Marichat Monday. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a comment down below if you don't know what to say Pawmpkin Spice. And make sure you smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already for more Marichat Mondays and other one-shots and series. There's plenty to go around. So I hope you enjoyed it and I will speak to you soon. Bye.